This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. This is the Town of Mono Recreation Advisory Committee meeting from March 29th, 2023. We have two new members joining us tonight, Lee and Marcus. So Lee, why don't you just introduce yourself to the rest of us, and welcome aboard, first of all.
Sure, thank you. So my name's Leah. I've been living in Mono, I guess, most of my life. I've recently just moved up into Mono Center, and loving it. Yeah, so I am currently a teacher. I work in Caledon East at a private school, and I just wanted to get more involved within the town of Mono. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to do so.
Super. Well, welcome
Yeah,
aboard.
thank you
Good.
so
Welcome.
much. Thank you.
And Marcus, hello to you too. Why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Hi, hello, Mike. I've been a resident of the town of Mono for 6 years. I live in Purple Hill. I have 3 children, and I wanted to get involved in the town, so here I am.
Perfect. Welcome aboard to you too. And
Welcome to you too.
from our last meeting, we met another new member, Rupal Patel. So hello again, Rupal.
Hello.
We're all here now. Everyone had a chance to review the minutes of the February what was it, 22nd meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any comments on the minute? Okay, motion to accept the minutes. Okay, Melinda, seconded by Dave. All in favor? Okay. Okay. Now approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting. Okay. Of a motion to accept. Okay, Sally, second Melinda. Okay, all in favor? Okay. Okay, so we have a lot to discuss. We have the Make Mono Shine event coming up rapidly, so we'll discuss all the details. So, Kim, what would you like to start with?
Okay, well, Sally, thanks for sending over that flyer that the Caledon Bruce Trails put together. That's great. I have printed it off, and we'll have it out front. We'll put it at the halls, all that good stuff. And I've also forwarded it over to our web content staff member to put up on our website along with our information about the event. So that's great. As far as the actual event, did some work on the garage sale portion of it. So have worked out that on the multi-purpose pad we can fit 22 8-foot tables. So we have made those available. You should see those coming up on Facebook and whatnot, social media sites to try and get those sold. I have announced it at council that we are doing, we're adding that to the event as well. And that it is strictly going to be people with garage sale items, that portion of the event will not be made open to people who have like craft type little, businesses to sell. So it won't be open to people who make their own jewelry or that kind of thing. This is strictly, you've got to have garage sale items, stuff that is part of the reuse, renew, or whatever. What is it? 3 R's: reduce, reuse,
Recycle.
Recycle. Thanks, Sally. So that's all part of that day. So anyways, and I stuck with what
Yes.
we normally sell a table for at $20 a table, just to help subsidize the event. We chose not to go ahead with live music, so we're just going to be doing music from Spotify, sort of thing, that I'll download, and we'll run that during the day. So that was one thing, Sally, I did notice on your flyer. You had live entertainment, but we don't really have
Yeah,
live entertainment. So
that's
anyways,
okay. There's
okay,
entertainment, music.
there you go. What else? I have spoke with the tennis club, and I finally called them back again today because they hadn't gotten back to me about whether or not they want to do the food portion of the event as a fundraiser, and they've chosen not to, just strictly because they do not have people available to man it. So passing it now over to the pickleball club, that if you think the pickleball club may be interested to take that on as a fundraiser. The only thing I'd like to say is that, last year, I think the group, they were selling hamburgers at $10 or $12 each, and prefer not to sell a hamburger for $10 each, sort of thing. So that would be about my only thought on the fundraising part of it. But Anne and Sally, do you think that would be something that the pickleball club there she is, that the pickleball club would be interested in?
I don't know. We might have to have a separate meeting. We might be able to do hot dogs. I don't know. We have to talk about it. Because I thought the tennis club was going to do it, but if we talk about it, we can let you know.
Okay, so
Unless Anne has something to say.
No, I was just going to say, I have been here all along. I just
yeah,
wanted to make myself a little more beautiful, before I put on my microphone, my camera. But we can't answer for the club. We would have to go to the club and make sure we have volunteers available. We've been busy with all kinds of stuff, so I'm just not sure what they're going to say. But we'll bring it forward to them and we'll report back. How's that sound?
And we can probably report back fairly quickly because so you don't have to wait too long.
yeah, because if not, then we as a group will be responsible for the food portion of the day, and that takes some organizing. So yeah.
But it's doable for us. I mean, we've done it. We've done it before.
Yeah.
We don't fundraise, so the money then would just subsidize the. I don't know, what are we spending money on? The food itself, and if we did food and the garbage bags, right?
Yeah, but if we make any money at this event, it goes into the total programming budget, which is important, because some events we don't make, money, and like the children's Halloween party, that's 100% subsidized by council. So to be able to give a little bit of money into the programming budget is not a bad thing.
All right then.
Do we have burgers and hot dogs on hand in case we're going to do the barbecue, Kim?
Can you wait till we make our decision and then I'll let Kim know?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So let me just put the.
Is there a hand up? RuPaul, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was just thinking if you want to add in food fundraising, the samosas, if you can include, that would be.
That's an excellent idea. Do you have a source for them locally, or where would you recommend we get them from?
I can get it from, or we can get it from Brampton. It's much cheaper, and
because we had samosas at a Bruce Trail, at the prediction hike for the Bruce Trail. We had samosas, and those were very popular. And
okay, sure, that's fine then. Yeah.
I mean, it's up to the group. That they were very good too. They were from Brampton somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, are you able to bring those in and then we just reheat them, like in the kitchen or on the barbecue
Yeah.
or?
You
Yeah.
don't
Put it
even
in
need
the
to
oven.
reheat them.
Yeah, we can just heat it there in oven and then should be fine.
Oh yeah. Okay. And normally, Rupal, what type of cost are we looking at for those?
That's what I was thinking about in from Brampton. You can get it, I think, three samosas for $1 or something like that.
Oh,
Are,
okay.
are they
And
big? Are
it's
they big
a,
ones?
it's a big, yeah.
Okay. And so that might be even something that the pickleball club would be interested in, like if you guys chose to do the food. If you don't, then RAC, I'm sure we would be interested in following up on that, Rupal.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay.
I just want to clarify, did you say 3 for $1 that you could usually get them for, Rupa?
Normally, yes.
And then I
It
think we would,
depends on the size. It depends on the size. If it's a bigger one, yeah.
and then we could sell them maybe for $1 each. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, we can sell it for $1.
So that's good to know. Also, if Sally, if we want to go to the Mono Pickleball Club, we can say it's not quite as labor intensive as what the Winterfest involved. So
Yeah.
even
Well,
if we were to buy them and sell them for $1 each, and we think about, drinks or cookies or something too, but that's really great to know. And it'd be nice to have something different. Thank you
and
for
they're
bringing
really,
that forward, Rupal.
yeah, that's a good, and they're really good, and they're vegetarian, so they appeal to everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you still do hot dogs or what
We
do you
might,
call
we
it?
have, like, Kim, we have to discuss it because I have to see if I
Okay,
can get volunteers.
okay.
We could possibly. Also, the numbers are much lower for, well, at least it depends on the weather. The numbers will probably be a lot lower for Make Mono Shine than they were for Winterfest. So,
Yes. Yes.
so that makes a difference too.
Okay, so
Where Mike went. In the interest of all people, I think it would be nice to not just have something, just have one thing. I mean, we always have a couple of items. So I don't know that I think the samosas are a great idea, but I don't know that they veto and you only would have one thing that you would offer. You might
We could
find,
have samosas and hot dogs or something like that. I think
yeah.
right.
hamburgers get a lot more complicated. They're harder to make and harder to keep safe and everything.
Yeah, oh, because hot dogs are already cooked meat, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then you can do, last year at Make Mono Shine, there was coffee and muffins, which I think people really appreciated because it was cold,
Yes.
which is not hard to do. Um, and then just probably soft drinks. You could keep it quite simple. Soft drinks or
Yes.
water. Just water to fill your water bottles, not bottled water.
So
Yes.
how many we are expecting to have samosas? How many people?
I mean, it's a good question. I think last year at the event, between vendors, tennis people, and then people who actually picked up garbage, I'd say we had 100 people because it was the first year for it. You know, it's not quite like Winterfest. It's still getting, its feet wet, getting to be known in the community. So, and the weather was awful last year too.
Speaking of the weather, for the garage sale, it's a sunshine event, right? Won't run in the rain.
The garage sale part no, because the whole event is, if it's raining, we're not doing it.
Oh, did we decide that? I'm sorry. We're doing it another day. You're right. We have a
We're
rain
doing
date.
it on the
You're right.
Sunday.
Pardon me. Yes, yes. So then why did we do it in the drizzly snow unpleasantness last year? Oh, because we didn't have a rain date. Yes. I remember. Sorry.
Yeah. So we learned by our mistakes from last year. Yeah. So that was one of the reasons why the Jason Kipps band couldn't come, because they could only commit to, actually they could only commit to the Sunday, they couldn't commit to the Saturday.
So just not to throw a red herring or anything, but we have been known to have 2 days in a row of rain. Does it run
We have,
Sunday regardless if it rains on Saturday?
I guess
Just
we'll make
asking.
we'll make that call, you know, on the Friday sort of thing. We'll go, what are we going to do? I would suggest we probably still go ahead. It's not the first time we've been in the rain, and you know, we've got the whole building as well. So if worse comes to worse, we can set tables up for the booths, the community booths in the lower south. We can set up the garage sale items in the banquet room, and we can do all of the weighing of the garbage in that. Like we'll set up our own tent like we did last year, our canvas. So we can still set that up close to the dumpster. I think we'll be all right. Thoughts?
Sounds good. Yeah, no, that sounds great to change things on the fly. But the assumption would be that that the weather's going to be nice because it was so bad last year.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've been slowly getting in touch with the community groups. Sally, I had a couple questions for you. Henry the hiker, did you tell me yes or no for him?
Oh, I don't think he's hiking anymore. So I think I haven't heard about him. I think he's retired. I mean, I think he's still hiking, but I don't think we'll ask him.
Okay. The Escarpment Biosphere Conservancy is a yes.
They gave you a yes already?
No, I was just asking you if you've heard or.
Well, I didn't ask them. I didn't know I was supposed to.
Okay, no problem. I'll look after that. I thought, okay. I know the County of Dufferin Recycling is a yes. Dave, Mono Nordic Ski Club. Did we lose Dave?
No, he's still there. He's muted.
Okay. Oh, Dave, you're muted. Yeah.
There. No, I didn't follow up on that, but I will. We have a board meeting Tuesday night.
Okay. Dufferin Highlands, are they coming, Sally? Do you know?
There will be, Yoan is going to have a table there. They're not doing hikes, but they're going to have a table there.
Great. Oh, Bruce, this is what Bruce Trail Biodiversity. I know they're coming. You told me that,
coming,
right?
Yeah, yes. I don't think they need a table. I'm not sure if they need a table, but they're coming.
Okay.
I'll let you know if they need a table.
Okay. Monopollinator Garden, I know they're coming.
Mike, can you mute?
Okay, so the County of Dufferin Climate Action Team, I've got to ask them yet whether or not they're going to be there. In Our Nature Ecological Garden, I think that was
me. I'll reach out to Sean again and see if he can come. Last year he couldn't come, but I'll ask him again.
Okay. Island Lake Rowing Club, I will check with them. I haven't done that yet. Mono Tennis Club, I don't know if they'll be there because they're having their opening day about 2 weeks later, and the reason that they're not doing the what do you call it, the food is because they just don't have any, they have no members available except for Peter Gibson. So I'll check with Peter to see whether or not he wants a table anyways, like if he wants to come. And I'll check with the CVC. Okay.
Kim, the Mono Pickleball Club will set up a table.
Yes.
We have
okay. And I'm still waiting to hear back from the Dufferin County Forestry Department and the lawn bowlers. Shine Baking. I'm not sure who they are.
I think they're in Shelburne.
Yeah, that was a vegan bakery or gluten-free or something that that Hoyen had an in with, a friendly with them or something.
I think
But
they're
then
in Shelburne.
they were not available last year, right? They didn't come. They were on our list.
Didn't come last year.
Didn't come.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can contact them, see if they might be interested. And does anyone have the in with the Hockley Valley Honey Farm?
Was that the lady that said she was interested in donating honey at the Winterfest, and she gave her contact information to Emma?
Okay.
Because I remember, because she talked to me, but then I told her to talk to Emma, and Emma put something in her phone.
Okay. I'll check with Emma. Sure. And I still got to check with NVCA, so I'll ask Ralph if he'll reach out to them. Okay. Okay, can anyone think of any other groups that we should be asking? So these are like groups that are, either provide something to the community or like they're somehow, environmentally oriented. Any thoughts? No? Okay.
Well,
okay.
What about the Farming and Food Alliance? Have they been contacted?
I haven't contacted them. Would anybody like to reach out to them?
I can ask Jamie Richards if he has any groups because he works with a bunch of different groups in the farming community. I'll ask him if there's anyone.
Okay.
Kim, one other possibility would be maybe the Dufferin Community Foundation.
Nice one.
They do have an environmental component to the funding that they do. I have a contact with them.
Did you want to reach out to them?
Sure, I'll do that.
Awesome, Dave. Thank you. Okay.
The Food Alliance, the Farm and Food people have an event the Friday night. So I don't know whether their volunteers might be all volunteered out.
They'll be all volunteered out. But I'll still ask Jamie because I know he works with a refugee group and they might want to come and show what they're doing at his place. I'll just ask him if there's any other groups he works with that might be interested in coming and talking about what they're doing.
That's kind of neat. Okay. I'm wondering too, Melinda, do you think that Mono's Climate Action Committee, would that be something that, it's a new committee in Mono and, to let people make them aware of what that committee is doing?
That is a great idea. Have they done anything yet to be telling? Like, you don't want to put them on the spot when they're all just brand new.
Yes, I do.
Okay, sure, that's a great idea. I didn't even know they existed. So.
But that is a good idea. That is a good idea.
Okay, I'll speak to Mike. Didn't we leave their money in the budget that they could,
Yes, we did. Yep, we did.
okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, now raffle prizes. So these are where we reached out to, you know, our local clubs to see if they'd offer memberships. We reached out to local restaurants, Adama Winery. Hockley Crest Farms gave us maple syrup last year. Hopefully they still have some maple syrup for us.
Ask
Actually,
Dave.
will you have new maple syrup ready by then?
We'll have to see. I haven't bottled any yet. We had a late start to the season. We might actually bottle our first batch tonight.
Oh, wow.
So we'll
Okay.
have to see what we do. It's a possibility.
Okay, so I'll put possibility. Okay.
Kim, the Caledon Hills Bruce Trail Club will donate a T-shirt.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Okay. So this year it's a T-shirt. Last year you gave us a membership. Just saying.
Well, we gave a membership at Winterfest. I don't know. I could ask them. Yeah.
No. You gave it. No. Do a T-shirt. That's fair.
Okay. That's already been agreed upon.
And I was also thinking we should give Adamo a rest. They gave a ton of wine at Winterfest.
Yeah, they did. But we could hit up the brewing company.
Yeah, try them. They got lots of swag there.
Right?
Yep.
I will give him a call. The other person that owes us something is the town lawyer, because he backed out of Winterfest, but I told him I was gonna I told him I was gonna hit him up for this one. So yeah. So but I purposely for Winterfest I didn't approach any of the local restaurants. So I will approach all of them now. What are your guys' thoughts on like the tennis club, the Credit Valley Conservation? They all gave us memberships for Winterfest. Do we go to them again? No. I'm in agreement. Okay. So I know Farmhouse Pottery would be another one because I didn't go to him for Winterfest. Okay. Hockley Valley Resort's another one who supported Winterfest.
Right.
See, a lot of these people I'm just remembering now because we didn't have Winterfest in 2022. This was our first event in 2022. So I was able to approach all of my regular donation people because I hadn't approached them in a couple of years.
Right. Yeah. So, but I mean, again, the raffle thing is more, isn't it more a better strategy to have fewer things because I mean, I know you're raffling, but you get so many raffle tickets per bags that you bring so that.
Yeah, this is one. It's just like if you bring in, 6 bags of garbage, you'll get 6 tickets put in the jar.
One jar and then pulling out the different prizes, right?
And then we just pull out for the different prizes. Yeah.
So we don't need that many, do we?
We don't. I'd be happy if we had half a dozen.
Right. Okay. Right.
Right. I would think if we had half a dozen prizes with, hopefully one of them being, you know, like a gift certificate from Mono Cliffs and maybe the black birch and that kind of thing. That'd be good. So, all right. So I will try, if anyone can think of anything else, or if anyone else knows someone who, you know, is a good woodworker that might want to donate something to us, that would be nice.
Are you looking at us? I don't know.
Well, you're already doing the maple syrup, but I'm thinking that
Our woodworker is located 2,000 miles away from here.
oh, that's no good. What about Ralph? Isn't he a woodworker? Doesn't he make stuff? Ralph Mancalo?
I haven't.
Anybody know? Does he make
I don't think so. It was Ken McGee used to do wood carving. I don't know about
why
Ralph.
don't I'll try Ken then.
Kim, back to the restaurants when you mentioned Black Birch. I've been seeing coming up on my social media this new restaurant in Hockley, the Good Hawk.
Oh,
it's in Hockley Village.
I beg your pardon?
It's in Hockley Village, where the Hiding Inn used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they might be
located in Mono. It's located in Agila, but it's very close to the boundary.
Oh, okay.
Has anyone been there yet?
No, but they sell soup at Jamie's at Ombre, and they sell some other things, and it's pretty good. So
okay.
How about a bundle of firewood? Does that fit into this?
Sure it does.
Who's laughing about that?
That's Dave.
So I know somebody who might be willing to donate a couple of, you know, like good-sized bundles of firewood that people could use in their fireplace or outside at their own little fire pit. Do you want me to look into that?
Sure.
Or is that too awkward for people to take away with them? Not too awkward, is it?
No.
Okay.
Can it fit in a car?
Yeah. In the trunk of a car.
Okay.
It'll be all cut in proper sizes and dry. Local.
We'll put a bow on it.
Okay. I'll look into that.
Okay. All right. So, as far as schedule goes right now of events, Sally, you gave me the time the hikes are going to go on. Like one hike is what is it, 3 hours, and it's 6 kilometers? It's great.
Yeah, that's a forest bathing hike. So you go and you sit in the forest and you reflect.
Really?
It's very nice, and the woman that's running it is very soothing and very good at it.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Oh, I know what we had to follow up on was the scale for weighing the garbage. What's going on with that?
Well, we have the one from last year, but Mike didn't like it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
What are we doing, Dave? Mike and Dave, were you going to look into other options, or?
I'll see what we can do, but hopefully someone has a scale that is not their primary scale that we can use. But I'll ask around, and hopefully someone will have a backup for us.
Okay, so I'll just put Mike and Dave to coordinate.
In terms of prizes, I also want to. Does anyone know of an organization that could donate a few backyard compost kits?
Well, we'll probably get those from the County of Dufferin.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. Do they still sell, does anybody still do rain barrels?
Yes.
Yeah? Because that's one thing I know the county doesn't do anymore. So it'd be nice if we could get a rain barrel. Anyone have a in on a rain barrel anywhere?
I looked for something last year, and I ended up having to buy one myself because I didn't
Oh,
see
did
any
ya?
civic programs.
Okay. Other than that, I think we're probably good. I think, like Melinda says, this isn't about having tons and tons and tons. This is just basically, you know, as a thank you for bringing in garbage.
On
So,
that note, Kim, could Emma bring some of those cases of chocolate bars that are left over at Crispers so that when the kids bring in a bag of garbage, we can give them a chocolate bar?
okay, I'll check for, yep. So chocolate bar handouts, okay.
Sponsored by the local dentist.
Okay. Yeah, see what we've got left. That sounds like a good. Those chocolate bar, they were great at Winterfest. Okay. Okay, so one thing we do need to talk about as well is the handing out of the garbage bags at Menorah. Mike, you're going to coordinate that with some high school volunteers.
Yeah, that's all set up. So I have the volunteers. I said they could. They're needed for 2 to 3 hours in Menorah Park to hand out bags.
So yeah, so we want to say like from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Sounds good.
Now, do they need an adult with them?
They're high schoolers, so I think they're okay.
So if I have one of my staff meet them at the hall at 8:30, get them set up with a table and stuff like that, and signage.
That's in Menorah Park.
Yes.
Yep, that would be great.
Okay.
Speaking of which, in terms of the rack itself, have we determined who's available that day, and so we can see what our numbers look like? Okay.
Okay.
I assume Dave, Sally, Melinda, myself are all going to be there, right?
On Saturday.
Okay.
On Sunday, Dave drive me to the airport. We have to leave probably about 12:30, but we can be there in the morning. I'm going away.
Okay.
Unless yeah.
Anne, are you going to be there? Leah, Rupal.
So I'm just checking my calendar here. Yep, I can be there. I'm just checking my calendar.
Leah, you're there. You can be there?
Yep. I can be there.
Sorry, what's the date?
So Sunday is out for me. I can probably do Saturday morning. So if it's weekday Saturday, I can be there Saturday morning.
Okay, Marcus, are you available?
I am available, yes.
Sorry, I missed. What's the date?
It's April 22nd, Saturday, April 22nd, with rain date being Sunday, April 23rd.
Yes. Oh, yes, I will be there. Yeah.
Rupal's available, okay? Okay.
So by the sounds of it, if it's, at what point do we make a call in terms of the actual date? Like 1 week out, 10 days out?
Pretty much the day before is what we did last year.
Really? Okay. So if the whole weekend looks kind of nasty, it sounds like the preference for people would be Saturday instead of Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the other thing I want to know, Mike, last year we had a map. Did you want a map again this year?
Yes, because a lot of people came and really didn't know where to go, so the map was very helpful in showing people the areas that we'd like to concentrate on. So I'd like to see that again.
Okay.
And also, what would be cool would be, those, sometimes they're thermometers or something like that, but it's the goal, and you color in the goal as you approach the target. So if we had the total weight of garbage collected last year, maybe we could have a goal set, and as the day goes by, we color in and see how close we're getting to our target for this year.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so that's like a thermometer, right?
Yeah.
The thermometer rises and hopefully goes past where we were last year.
Yep.
Okay. Now, we kept weighing garbage because we, as a municipality, were getting calls like a week after the event with people saying, I wasn't able to get there, but I put my garbage out at the end of my road. And we went and picked up their garbage. Like, the town recreation department did that. Yes, Melinda.
Right, which was a kind of an excessive thing. It was awesome that we did that, but I don't think that we should set the precedent for that. I think we should maybe try to
I'm
get
so
more,
glad you said that, because
try to get more social media and oh, Mike, can you mute while you're not talking, because the feedback on our end is, thank you. So if we really, because last year was the first year and maybe you didn't hear about it and the weather was crap and everything, so we did that. But no, I don't think we should do that. I think we should try to make it so that this is the day, come and do it. And
yeah, I like that, and I think we should have that in our social media as well, saying that this is the one and only time that you'll be able to, or there will be no additional garbage pickup following the event.
Yes, because the town is not a mini dumpster service to help save you money by coming and grabbing your heavy junk.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of people took advantage of it as well too. So I will put that in the notes. Okay. Okay, I like that. That will also cut down on the cost of the event, because we get charged by the Treasury Department for when my staff put in, like, how much time they spent going out and picking up other garbage. It gets charged to our event, those costs. So maybe we could say, if you want to come and put your garbage in front of the dumpster at Mono Center or whatever, like, if you guys want to bring it, we'll accept it for a week, that we'll toss it into our dumpster. But we're not coming to pick it up for you. But I don't want that being then that people can come and bring all of their household garbage or so you know what, I'm not even going to go there, because I'm afraid I'll get TVs, toilets, barbecues, I'll get it all.
It's a one-day event. If you don't participate, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's important. Is there anything else?
Question. Yeah. What about in terms of letting people know what we don't want brought, like in terms of hazardous materials and batteries, things like that, if they see them in a ditch, what do we tell people?
Actually, we let them bring those. That's all part of the cleanup day, and then we'll dispose of them somewhere. Yeah. Like last year, I know we had calls, you know, oh, I found a barbecue in the ditch, and you know, who's to say it wasn't a personal barbecue? But anyways, we still went and picked it up, got rid of it. And then just so you know, when we have that kind of stuff, then we have to take it to the transfer station to get rid of, and there are fees for us to do that. So that gets charged to our event as well. Okay. Okay, is there anything else you guys can think of for this one? Oh, last year we gave out, for everyone who came and registered, we gave them, and I know we decided not to do that this year, one of those little pine tree seedlings. Remember we had all, and
we had a ton of them left over.
Pardon me?
We had a ton of them left over, no?
Yes, we did.
Yes. No, we don't want to do that.
But did we want to have some type of handout?
You don't need it. People should just show up.
Yeah, the raffle ticket, and if we do have some chocolate bars for their chillins, then but just the social chatting and the learning about the clubs and the opportunity to meet your neighbor with the garage sale. And no, I think there's enough that we don't need to give them anything.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I don't know if
Okay.
I agree.
I'm totally in agreement with that. Okay.
We lost Marcus.
Oh, he said he was leaving. He put a message up saying he had to go back to work.
Oh, he had to go back to work.
Okay.
Oh, he did.
So is that everything about Make Mono Shine? We can get on to music in the park.
Yeah. Okay, so music in the park. This was something that was put on the agenda because one of the things from the programming survey that was quite popular that people put suggestions in for was to have Sunday afternoon concerts in our parks or in one of our parks, so obviously we've got Menorah with a lovely gazebo, which is a perfect little spot. And we've got Mono Center down in the baseball diamond, which it makes for a great amphitheater type setting as well. And when I spoke with Emma about this, and she had said in previous experience that she's been at, or places where she's worked, that you don't pay for people to come and play. What you do is you set some dates and you say, okay, we're going to give each person a spot of a half an hour or whatever. And this is local musicians who get to come and play for free. And it's just a way of them promoting themselves. So it's not something that, you know, we go and find local bands and say, you know, hey, can we pay you $1,000 to come and play for us on Sunday afternoon? It's something where we say, okay, we're gonna have like almost like an open mic, but it's going to be an open music, open music afternoon or something like that. And they have to call and register with the town, and you know, it depends on how in depth you want to make it, or if you even want to do it. Like, do you want people to have to send a little video in? Do you or you just want to say, okay, if you want to come and play some music, you'll have a half an hour from 2 to 2:30 on Sunday afternoon. And then the next group will be 15 minutes later. Depends. Like, I'm just wondering if you see any, if you want to proceed with something like that, or if you want to, for, you know, this summer, maybe just try it one Sunday afternoon sometime in the summer. Or if you want to try it like a summer series, like where we do it one Sunday in July and one Sunday in August, if you want to do it at all. So I'm throwing it out.
Yeah, I love the idea, and I think that we should definitely ask for a tape just to make sure if we're going to do it the first time, we do it really, really well, so that people want to do it again. So we just want to make sure of the level of the performance for our first time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with Mike, because when I used to in Brampton, Kerabram and Kerasaga festivals, they also do it's all voluntary based organization. They perform just to you know, support the culture. So that's all they do. Earlier they used to do audition, and then they select the level and quality of the performance, how they do. But tape idea is very good idea. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so my next question then is where, like, would Menorah be the better spot? I think it would be. It's more central. Parking's pretty simple. Well, parking's easy at either place, except if it's color time.
I would love to see it at Menorah. It's got lots of parking and it's a beautiful setting. And the only thing, just take this slightly further, we need to think if we're going to have it be electronic or not. And if it is, then there's a whole lot of equipment involved and power. So just a few things to keep in mind. Or if it's going to strictly be acoustic, of course, that's way simpler. But it doesn't have the full range of opportunities for people. So I just wanted to throw that in.
Well, you are able to drive to the gazebo. There is a like kind of a semi-type roadway to get to the gazebo. There is electricity at the gazebo. Like, we would not provide anything except for power. And because of our bylaws, obviously the event would be over by 5 o'clock, because after 5 p.m. we cannot have any amplified music.
I would love to see this certainly as a family event, and people could bring their own chairs, so there wouldn't be a lot of preparation. Or they can bring a blanket, and they can bring a picnic if it's the right time of day. I'm assuming we don't allow alcohol for those kinds of things. Some people do like to bring wine or something. I'm just checking on that.
Nope, you can't do that.
No, okay, great. As a family event, I think it's not appropriate anyway, myself. But yeah, I think it sounds like a really fun activity. It showed up as an interest of people in the survey. And I agree with Dave, with Mike, for sure. We need to make sure that it's a good entertainment, not just somebody, you know, fooling around.
Okay, so I'm just looking at possible dates and like, are you looking at, because if we're going to do this, we need to get posters, you know, we need to get the word out that we're doing this. We need to pick the Sunday afternoon and we need to give deadlines of when we need their, you know, how long does their tape have to be? Like a 2-minute video?
I think it can be pretty short. You just 2 minutes is probably plenty to figure out if they can play.
So 1 to 2 minutes?
Yes, almost any act that we'd want to see perform would have a link to a YouTube channel or something that we could easily see.
Okay. And so I'm looking at dates right now. Let me just see. Wow. So at Menorah, we have Sunday, August 13th, Sunday, August the 20th, and the 27th, all available. I would say we should look at August only because I think July, I think we might be pushing it. Well, July 23rd is available. What do you guys think?
Yeah, one in July, one in August.
You want to do one in each month, Dave?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
So what if we went with July 23rd? I'm just looking at my own personal calendar here as well because I do have commitments in the summer. Normally not on Sundays, but I just want to just double check here.
Tell me again, what did you just say about July?
So we're looking at maybe July 23rd.
And what were your August dates for what?
And my
July.
August dates, Dave, were the 20th. So if I would say we kind of stick with like one on the 23rd, one on the 20th, or we could do the 27th of August as well.
No.
I would go with the earlier one, the 20th.
So July 23rd and August the 20th?
Right, they're roughly a month apart then.
Okay. And maybe from 1 to 4?
Sounds a bit long. I don't know.
Sounds long. Yeah, a couple hours, like a child's party. A couple hours.
1 to 3.
2 hours chat maximum.
2 to 4? Give people.
Yep, sounds good.
2 to 4 p.m. Okay.
And is the event canceled if it rains?
Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay. Does anyone have any smashingly brilliant ideas for the name of this?
Have to give us some time to think.
Make Mono music. Music.
Make Mono. Can we get back to you and just email them to you? That way people have more time to think.
You'd have to get back to me sooner than later, so because I've got to start a campaign about it. So
by the end of this week. I think everybody can think about it.
Okay.
Just send an email
Okay.
if you have an
Perfect.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's lucky that our name is M. I mean, it could just be, you know, Monora Music or Music in Mono, or right. I mean, it does have a ring to it, but you want something snappier.
Okay. Yeah.
Mono Melodies.
Mono Melodies.
Yes.
I like it.
All right, not everybody else can come up with something in another time, and we can just choose, or you can choose.
Okay, perfect. I like it. Okay, that sounds good. All right, so good. Glad to hear that that's that you guys, you know, I thought it was a great idea. I was glad to see that it came back, or that it was one of the suggestions, not one, but many times suggested on the programming survey. So I think that's great.
Now, is this something that the ones that I've been at before, where it's part of of another event that's going on or whatever, you know, there's like the guitar case out, like the people are busking. Is that an allowed thing that they would do? Put their hat out as well for tips?
Good question. I've never seen that. Like, well, I can't say I've been to a lot of these things, but is it something that we are going to permit?
Yeah, that's why I ask.
Good question.
I'd prefer maybe if we allowed the performers to sell some of their music instead of it being more of a busker type event, but that's just my preference.
But these days, do they sell? I guess they still do sell their CDs, people? Do they? I wouldn't buy one, but even if I love the music, because I don't have a CD player anymore, you know?
People still sell CDs.
They do, eh?
And
Okay.
some people still buy them.
Yeah.
Leah, I saw your
Not everybody has
mic come on there. Did you have something to say about that?
Oh, I think most like emerging artists, I guess around my age, don't usually. I think Spotify and Apple Music is more, I think, popular. But that's just from my experience. I don't know.
So would you suggest we allow them to busk then, like to put, you know, their guitar case out, or
Um, I don't know if you guys have been to Good Lot before. It's like a
brewery.
brewery in Paladin. Yeah. Usually when they have local artists, they do let them. But I've also seen like in Orangeville, at the Tap House on Mill Street, they don't. But they'll let them sell like merch. So t-shirts, whatever else. They have like pins, like enamel pins. Um, but that's just what I've seen, so I'm not really sure.
I mean, it would be good for us to have a plan beforehand, but of course,
Yeah.
the people to ask would be the musicians, right? Like, what's the huge
Mhm.
that happens, and so on. Because I think, like at the Tap House, those people might be being
Right.
paid to be there,
Yeah.
versus what was the other example you had? Oh, at Good
Good
Lot. In
Lot.
fact,
Yeah.
they too may give them a couple $100, right?
Mm.
So. On the one hand, the exposure is great for artists and everything, but then on the other hand, the artist may be saying, you know, like, what kind of an audience are you guaranteeing me to, right? And
Yeah.
that is complete unknown for us.
And you don't
So,
want people to feel pressured either to, I guess, throw a couple bucks in. I don't know.
Well, the
like
other
again,
idea is to find a sponsor, and then we can pay a little bit of money to the musician.
Sponsorship is a challenging thing because we don't have a policy on it, Mike. So that's something I prefer to stay away from right now.
yeah, I think if there's no bylaw against, like that's the thing, like you can't just go to a subway station and open up your case, right? You have to have a license to do that in the city of Toronto or whatever. So I don't know, as long as we don't have any bylaw that we're breaking, it might be an okay thing to have a tip jar. I mean, like even at the Euchre, we did have that little tip jar, and didn't Dave and Sally get a couple of bucks in the jar or whatever?
Oh, we didn't. One person gave us a toonie and we threw it in with all the other money.
Yes, I was standing there at the time. So it was kind of like it, yeah, it's a quiet thing, but if you were a musician and if you were enjoying it, saw somebody else put a buck in, you might put your own. And I don't know that it's a negative per se, but I think it's something that we need to be clear on up front when we ask people to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want the musicians losing money. Like if they're traveling or having to, just have any expenses. I mean, yeah, I'm not averse to allowing them to make some money.
You see, yeah, I guess I'm not. I'm thinking the people we're going to get are more of the wannabe musicians, like as opposed to the ones that are already. Yeah, as opposed to the ones that are getting paid already to go out and do things. I'm thinking we're going to. Like this isn't turning into like an Orangeville Blues and Jazz Festival by any means. This is if you like to play guitar and you want to perform and you've got an opportunity to come out on one of these 2 Sundays.
Yeah, no, you're right. Going back to that whole real open mic thing. The open mic thing is when you go and do your thing, that's the beauty, to have been given the chance to go do it, right? And that's what you're getting out of the deal as the performer.
Yeah.
And I guess part of me, I don't want the people who are coming to think that this was like, this is a free event. This is something we're putting together for you to come and socialize at the park for a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon, enjoy yourselves. This is not meant for you to, throw, $10 in a bucket sort of thing.
And actually we are giving them an opportunity to present.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and then it's an incentive. For their incentive would be if they want to sell their CD or music.
But some people, if you're just starting out, they won't have that kind of swag yet. Like they won't have it. So
they won't have swag necessarily, but I think Mike is right, and Leah too, that they would be, that whole Justin Bieber thing from YouTube, right? They already have their taking videos of themselves, and so just to be able, I suppose, to tell people, here, this is my YouTube channel, check me out again, right? Because by the number of, if you went like the number of hits you get and all that, they could be monetizing themselves already through that channel as a very real.
I wouldn't, like, there'd be no reason for them not to be able to say that or to hand a flyer out. But do we want them having a little table set up where they can sell things, or do we want them to be able to put a guitar case out to expect people to throw money in? I guess this is up to you guys, but I know what my thoughts on that are.
Anne?
I don't know if Anne is still there.
I think the guitar they open and then people wants to gives as appreciation, I think it should be fine, I guess.
Yeah, because you can make a choice. You don't have to give unless you want to.
Yeah, you just give a choice. Yeah.
As long as
I don't see.
they know that they're not to, walk around with a jar and put it in front of people, then that's my only issue. Like, which happens at Buskerfest sometimes.
Yes.
Yes, you're right, and it's not all the performers that are pushy like that. It's some of them, and then you get a little discouraged. You get a little like, yeah, no, you're right. So that's why I say I think that if we have decided what we want, and just tell that to the people up front, that what the expectation is important. But I agree, maybe out but not pushy.
So maybe we should, you, Dave or Mike, maybe you should call for a vote on this.
So let's say that they're allowed to maybe have a table where they have their Spotify or iTunes or YouTube information if they want to sell CDs and have a guitar case out, that is fine, but no actual, going up to people soliciting donations. Can I have a motion for that? Can someone go? I can't see you right now. I'm in a parking lot, so if someone wants
Okay.
to second the motion or.
All right, RuPaul raised her hand. I think she's making the motion.
Okay.
Yeah, RuPaul's making the motion.
Okay. And seconder. And all in favor?
I'm sorry, I didn't see the seconder.
Okay.
I don't think there was one. I'll second it.
Melinda?
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All in favor? I'm in favor.
Okay. So
Is the town of
Dave,
Mono providing?
Dave, I'm sorry, Dave, I didn't see your.
I was a yes.
Okay, I'm assuming Anne's left us.
She doesn't seem to be participating right now.
Okay.
What was Sally's question?
Is the town of Mono going to put the tables out, or they have to bring their own? Because that's a bit, you don't want to necessarily provide them with tables.
So musicians will be permitted to this, and I want to get this motion correct. Will be permitted to sell swag, handout. So musicians will be permitted to sell various swag CDs affiliated with their music, so or supporting their music, right?
Promotional materials.
Yeah, display promotional materials.
Because they might have an EP. Whatever you call it.
And have a case open for donations.
But they have to provide their own table if they want to put stuff on a table?
Yes. I'm just gonna put and a tip jar / case.
Right.
For possible donations. Okay. So musicians will be permitted to sell various swag, CDs, display promotional materials, and offer a tip jar / case for possible donations.
Can we take out the word possible and put in optional?
Yep. you're back with us.
I beg your pardon. I know I have been, and then I got an important phone call. I had just, and I had one ear on you. Yes.
Okay. Musicians will be permitted to sell various swag, CDs, display promotional materials, and offer a tip jar / case for optional donations, right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
But may not, but do we want to add, but will not solicit?
Solicitation will not be permitted. Solicitation for donations will not be permitted.
Right, okay, yeah.
So I'll add that to it. So solicitation for individual donations, like you cannot go up to individuals. Okay. I'm going to put individual monetary donations, right? Will not be permitted. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Good.
Okay, so we're gonna have to re-vote, I think. Shall we not? Okay.
Okay. So I'll read it one more time, and then you guys can vote on the actual motion. So the motion is musicians will be permitted to sell various swag, CDs, display promotional materials, and offer a tip jar / case for optional donations. Period. Solicitation for individual monetary donations will not be permitted. Do I have a mover for that?
Yeah.
Rupal?
Yeah,
Seconded by? Okay, Mike? All in favor? Okay. Got it. Perfect. Okay. Now, when do you think they should have to have their tapes into us by, or their, whatever you call that? So if our first one is July 23rd,
I would like
maybe,
to have it set up at least a month in advance, just so we know.
that's what I was gonna say, about a month in advance of the event.
so what about if they had them into us by June the 15th, and then we as a group would have to get together and review them? And I'm thinking that would be probably better to be an in-person meeting. So we could put them up on the screen here at the office.
Now, Kim, I would imagine if we're asking people to come to the park, are we looking for perhaps 3 30-minute acts? So it's like a nice afternoon for people instead of just one act. Like if it's just one act, you know, some people may show up and it might not be their kind of music. But if there's 3, there's a much better chance that there's something that everyone's going to enjoy.
Yeah, so I was thinking that it might be like 4 20-minute acts with 10 minutes in between for changeover.
Yeah.
Or 4 25-minute acts with 5 minutes for changeover. I'm not sure like how. I'm thinking like if they have to bring stuff to set up, it might, 10 minutes by the time you take one down and set another one up. I'm thinking 10 minutes would.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So four acts of 20 minutes in length. That'd be 80 minutes. So we've got 120 total. So that gives us, and then 3 flip overs. So that's another 30. That's 110. And that gives us 10 minutes to play with.
Yep.
How does that
Sounds good.
sound? Okay.
So I have question. So whose amplifier and everything will be there? Whose
No.
amplifier? The
They'll have to provide their own amplifier.
so when the other musician comes, they have to, so they'll have a time to set up again, and then again the other people, they have to, because their amplifier, it's a huge, the connection and everything, it will take time, right, to set up.
Yeah, I'm not picturing like bands coming with, 3 amplifiers, and I don't know. I've only got so much power out there, right?
So because the amplifier will be little, and some local artists, they might not have amplifier.
Well, most people have a small amplifier if they play.
Yeah, small. Yeah, small they have.
You can get small ones, and that's probably enough. And if they come with a
Okay.
band, they'll have more stuff.
Yeah, I was just throwing out some,
Yeah.
just thinking.
Okay.
It's really difficult to project what the audience is going to look like. Like I can see this having 20 people come, but I could also see 200 people showing up. So it's really impossible to forecast what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
It's kind of an experiment the first year, so you'll just observe, see how things go.
Well, we'll see what happens. Give her a go. We might not get it. Okay. So do you want to think then that June 15th, they would need to have, or June 16th, they would have to have their videos into us, and then we as a group get together like on June 20th to review and decide?
What day is June 20th?
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, sounds okay.
Kim, can we incorporate this viewing and voting in for our next meeting or for an actual RAC meeting?
I'll be honest with you, Dave. Oh, you mean, I don't think we'll be able to do it all in an hour and a half, have the meeting and go over.
Can you not? Can you not post the music? Like if there's a link to a YouTube channel, can you not post that so we can listen to it first? And then we can have a good idea of what we think will work or not. And then when we come to the meeting, we give our opinions, and we've all seen it.
Yeah, I like that idea where we just vote, and then we choose. So we don't have to spend 25 minutes of the meeting listening to music. We've already done that. We just have our vote.
Okay. I'll do the best I can. I'll check with our IT people about, I'm not anywhere near enough savvy. If it's as simple as sending you a link, no problem, I can do that. But if there's anything more than that involved, I'm nowhere near tech savvy enough to know what we're doing. That's why I suggested, if you came to the office, that I would get it all onto, I just talk to our tech people and say, okay, here's all my links, make it happen. I just hit the button.
Wait, if you have time, if you have lead up time, you should be able to just post links. I think most people would have that.
Okay.
And
So
we don't have to
I
listen to the
will,
whole thing.
okay, so people have to send in a link to their video, right? That's okay. Okay. And then, so I'll say at our June, can we meet then on June, like the 21st, maybe? That's a Wednesday. Right? We'll vote on June 21st at RAC meeting as to who we will invite to the July. Or do you want to have on June 21st, we'll decide who comes to July and who comes to August, so that anybody who wants to participate has to, for July or August, has to send in their tape by June 16th.
I think you have to do it with everybody.
I think so, because also people might come for July and August. Right? Like the same guy might want to come twice, no?
Well,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, if they're really, really good, we'd want them to come back.
Also, if you have the choice of all of them the first time, we could do some programming. We could look at what type of music the people are playing, and we could choose ones that we think go together, that present a nice varied program at each of the events.
Okay. Okay. So the musicians have to be available. We have to let them know that you need to be available either whatever the two dates, either of the two dates. So when they submit their video to us, they have to know that they need to be available both of those dates so that we can let them know which date they will be performing.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. I think we got it. Sounds awesome.
Any other business to discuss this evening?
Nope.
Nope. When's the next meeting?
Well,
What
there
about
was
the Mono Center Bicentennial? Is there any update from that?
No, I haven't heard anything from them in the past month.
Okay.
Leah, you're living in Mono Center, you said. You know that they're having the big 200th year event.
Yes, I just heard about it.
Yes. So you might want to get involved in that. But we're waiting for Dave to have a meeting.
Okay.
I think they're waiting to see if they're going to get any funding for the event. I think before they proceed with anything, because I did ask them if they would like to have room in the town newsletter to promote their event, and they said no, because they prefer not to promote the event until they know whether or not their funding is going forward, or if they're going to have any source of funding.
Is that, so the meeting we discussed with the music, is that going to be our next meeting?
No. Well, I guess we could, because we're going to be together in April, and then we don't have another event until we do the
music
melodies or whatever. So do you want to do that then? Okay, so.
You had some other items on the agenda, eh? I know that Mike is in his car now. You had a comment on the fall euchre, the kids soccer, and the ping pong. Did you want to push that? Because it's already after 5. Did you want to push that to another meeting? In which case, when are we having that meeting? Are those things not maybe pushable if we don't have one in April or May?
Well, I can tell you, so we've talked about Make Mono Shine. The fall euchre we know is October 13th. Children's soccer, we've expanded. We have sold 220 spots in our soccer program. We are sold out. And we even put the registration up by $10. We're still lower. We're still cheaper than anywhere around. So we're up, the registration this year is $100, but, they still get their uniform. They still get a ball. They still do a barbecue. They get some type of prize, and that includes their picture, their group picture and their individual picture. So, and
Great.
Mono Ping Pong Club, what's today, Wednesday? Actually, they play tonight. So 7 to 8:30, Mono Community Center. Come on out, adults, 16 and up. It's a ton of fun, and they're struggling. They need people to come out.
Leah, you live right there.
Yeah, I live around the corner, to be honest with you.
Okay, Kim,
It's
could
a
you
lot of
repeat
fun,
the,
Leah. We're lucky there's 3 of us out there, and it's great if we get an even number. We have 3 tables, so 6 people. You're just constantly playing. It's a great little workout for 90 minutes. That's fun. So,
Kim, could you repeat the date of the next meeting for everyone, just to make sure it works?
yeah, I've got next meeting date would then be June. Where am I here? June the 21st. At 3:30.
In person or virtual?
So that was what I was going to bring up at this meeting. Now that the council has this month rescinded the vaccine policy and masks have gone the way of the dodo bird for most people. The June one might be a good one, given the idea of listening to music together or making a conversation about music. I know we just said we'd listen to it ahead of time, but it might be the time to, but I don't know. It's not on the agenda. I just was going to mention that this meeting to let everybody know.
I know our next, I'm also on the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion and Equity committee, and we're meeting in person the next time, if that makes a difference.
The Pollinator Garden Group met in person today. They were here today.
Mhm.
I think we are one of the last groups not to be meeting in person.
Can Marcus, he still works, can he make it for 3:30? Some people maybe can't make it for 3:30, but he could still do it virtually and everybody else could meet in person.
Yeah.
I think you have to leave the option open for people to meet virtually because, for example, right now I'm sitting in Alberta and I wouldn't have been at this meeting otherwise. And in June is the possibility that we will also be away, but I could meet possibly virtually. So, and as Marcus is working, Mike is in his car, so he'd be out of the meeting now if he if we were meeting as a group. So I think to leave the option open for those that cannot attend is important.
Thoughts? I know prior to COVID, there wasn't an option. It was, this is when we met, and if you made it, you made it. If you didn't, you didn't.
Right, which
But
didn't actually hinder things particularly, but we also live in a different world now that, we have the capability. We didn't have the capability of doing it. It was a dream, like it was the Flintstones or the Jetsons. One day we'll get this, right? But now we actually do have it. And so I wouldn't be in favor of saying we have to be in person and that you couldn't call in. But of course it does. I do know that one of the reasons why we were talking about the town hall being only at Mono Center, at the town hall, is because in the council room is where we have the real ability to be able to get the big screen and everything, which is not where the committees meet, right? So
That's
it would
correct.
be, I guess we would be doing it where there was a computer, like
you can
a
bring your
computer.
own computer. I'm a counselor in the village of Hilton Beach, and I have never been to a real meeting. I do everything virtually, including training and everything. And by the time I get up there in June, they're probably going to be off I might make one meeting out of the whole year. So it is an option. It's actually in the laws now, the municipal laws. So we should be able to do it hybrid.
Right. Right. So
No,
I
but
was just talking about the logistics of the actual room that the council meets in versus the committees. The committees can't go and just sit in the council chambers. So it would have to be one of those ones where one person I mean, it's not like everybody isn't doing it, but you have the one town laptop there and we all kind of peer into it, and the other person who's not there is a little Hollywood square like we all are now. It's not ideal. To be frank, this is ideal. I see everybody's head. I know when everybody's talking. You get the facial expression and everything. You're at a disadvantage if you're the only guy on the computer and everybody else is in the room. If they're not looking at the computer and you're like, hello, right? So it's there are challenges, but I certainly wouldn't know, Anne. I wouldn't be suggesting that we say no, can't, but it would be preferable for people to make the meetings and for us to schedule the dates, looking at our calendars, saying, yeah, that's a good day, or no, let's move it to a different, right? This is my 2 cents.
I'm also just going to say that doing a what do you call it, virtual and sit together, I have to have Andrew present. So now I'm bringing in another staff member.
What? Oh, you can't do it. You don't have a laptop and you can just pop it open?
No, it doesn't work that way. It's like, if you want to be able to see everybody, like unless everybody was standing behind me at the meeting, like downstairs in the council chambers. So if we're all together downstairs in like if some people say, okay, I'm going to come to the council chambers, everyone would have to bring their own laptop, and we would literally be having the meeting by talking into our screens just like we are now, unless we were in the council chambers, which we don't do, where they can have the hybrid meeting, because we've got the big camera up top that looks down onto the council chamber, onto the council table, which puts them all in one screen.
Okay. Can we discuss this after? Because I mean, like I said, I do it in a municipality that has a very small budget, and it works actually fine. That's how I participate, and the mayor is always looking at me, and when I raise my hand, he always asks me for my opinion. So it seems to work quite well.
Yeah, but they could very well have a projector and
we have nothing
and all of that. I'm saying we have that, but we have it in one location.
Yeah, our budget is very small up there in the municipality. It's 200 people or less that live there, so it's tiny.
We've been having hybrid. We've been having hybrid.
What I can do is I can speak to our audio people and ask, is it possible to have a hybrid meeting outside of the council chambers?
That's a good idea. Let's find out about that, and we'll plan the next meeting. Yeah, we'll plan the next meeting to be virtual. right? So that Mike can go and pick up his kids or whatever it is you're doing in your car. But maybe we'll be able to do something if you find out something. But I know that we're very strict at the town hall with respect to the computers that log into the system and all those kinds of things. Like there's extra steps that that are just part of that corporation in distinction to some others.
Okay.
I know we're running a little late, but I just wanted to bring up that I would be in favor of moving the meeting up a little bit if it worked for other people's schedules, whether that be 1 o'clock till 2:30 or even in the morning. But just wanted to quickly get some feedback on moving it up instead of it being 3:30.
I'm fine for earlier. I have another weekly meeting every Wednesday from 9 to 10:30 a.m.
Does anybody on the committee work? Marcus works, doesn't he?
I do too, but I'll
work.
be done at the end of June.
But
If that
Rupal, you
Yeah, I'm working, but right now I just take that time off, and I'll cover my time tomorrow. So I
okay.
work until 4:30, so 3:30 to 5 is okay. So 1 hour I can cover my time.
So that's preferable that time for you, Rupal, the 3:30
Yes,
time.
yeah. Because our inclusive and diversity also DEI also has the same time slot, so I want to.
On a different
I
day.
mean, if need be, we can go back to I think what we used to meet at 6 o'clock or 6:30 or 7, something like that, in office. Or we can do it.
Yeah. Evening meetings would be fine for me and probably for Sally, but
Leah, Rupal, what's your preference there?
Like I said, I'm done teaching at the end of June. So I'm on summer vacation after that, so it doesn't really matter after that last week of June, but I'm fine with anything.
Yeah.
Even I can even 1 to 1. How many hours? Like 1 to if we just.
At the most, it's normally 90 minutes. We've gone way over today, which
Okay.
is not
So
very
I can
common.
give. I can work one if it's 1 o'clock. I can take my break time. I can use my lunch break time. 1 o'clock.
So for the June meeting, would you like to try from 1 to 2:30?
Sure. Yeah.
How's that, Mike, for you?
That's perfect, because I'll be teaching right after school, so I don't know how I would make the 3:30. So if everyone can do 1, that would be perfect.
Okay.
Leah, you can't do 1 because you're a teacher.
No, I can't.
And Marcus probably
It
can't do it.
is that week is
Yeah,
actually exam week, so I might be able to sneak out a little bit early. I would just have to check.
Or I'm okay with evening also. It's okay. If it's Wednesday, it's okay. I work from home, so it's within Mono. I can reach out anytime. But only I have to go. I have to go to work Monday, Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday will be difficult for me to reach from Mississauga to here around 6.
So Mike, do you want to stick with 1 to 2:30 for the June meeting, and then we'll make a decision as to, a solid time that this is when we're going to have our meetings, and like we used to do something like I think it was like the third Tuesday of the month we used to, or Wednesday or something we used to do, something like that. But why don't we stick with June for 1 to 2:30, and then we'll decide, and Mike, we can put that on the agenda to formalize meeting schedule.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kim.
You got it. Okay. All right, everybody.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, so motion to adjourn. Who have I got? Sally and Rupal. Okay. At 5:20 p.m.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you, Dave.
See you in April.